So I've made a video on this before, but that's okay because someone requested me to make a video on this, and I don't think that it hurts to make another one. Okay, avoidant attached individuals will always let you down in big emotional marquee moments, whether they are positive or negative, right? Many of you have experienced that when you have a surgery, when you have a passing in the family, when you lose your job or receive like really bad news, when or when there's a happy moment, like you just graduated from something that you've been working hard on for a very long time. When you bought your first car or something like that, after they know that you've been struggling, you haven't been able to get around or haven't had any transportation. When you when you achieve an accomplishment, a milestone, your avoidance seems to be like literally like out of the way. Like everyone either seems to be either supporting you emotionally because of something like traumatic that you went through, or they're congratulating you collectively. And when you look amongst the crowd, you notice that your avoidant is like literally like missing, right? Well, here's why. Avoidant attached individuals, we already know that they don't do well with closeness. They don't do well with emotional intimacy. And in these moments of congratulations, or these moments of supporting you, it goes way beyond the threshold of what emotional capacity these people have to be able to offer you. If you have something bad happening to you, avoidant attached individuals feel like you're making them become like a caregiver, basically, right? And when they see this need to be a caregiver, because they're so unsure of themselves, because of the like examples that they've had in their life, because oftentimes they feel envious of you and how you were brought up, because oftentimes they see how your family treats you, right? This can become intimidating to them. Even if they don't have any example of your family being a better caregiver to you than they can, they still feel this, especially the fearful avoidance, they still feel this fear of like, I might fail this person or let this person down, or I might do this caregiving wrong. And so rather than do it wrong, I rather stay away from it. I rather not be involved. Let them go through it and let them figure things out, because that's what an avoidant is used to doing, right? Sitting, crying themselves, flushing out their own tears, waking up the next day, I guess I'm still alive, I'll just keep going on, right? Avoidant attached individuals feel like they might be being evaluated by how well they react to you needing them in this regard. And the same way that you get anxiety, right, about being far away from someone that you love or not having them around, they get anxiety about like, oh my God, I might be being evaluated on how well I do this. I'm having a freeze. I can't do this. The best thing to do is just to stay out of the way. And you, as an anxious attached person, because you value that closeness, you value that support, this right here like starts to piss you off, and it makes you actually resent this person, because you're like, bro, I just told you I had a passing in the family, like how, or I just had a surgery, like how could you not be here for me? Also makes them which also simultaneously makes them pull away even more, which you think it's because of like the whatever crisis you're in, but they're pulling away more because they know that they disappointed you by reacting the way that they reacted towards your need for them. So now you hit two birds with one stone. You got their you hit their wound of like not feeling adequate enough to help you, and then they know that they also let you down by letting you down. Not only that, they also feel like being readily available to you, being a support to you, also threatens their autonomy, because now they feel, let's say it's like a passing in the family, let's say it's a surgery. Now their fear of commitment, remember I told you like they fear regiment, they fear scheduling, they don't like confinement, they don't like feeling like, okay, I'm gonna have to be at a certain place for a certain time. They know that they also are going to be expected to be by your side for an extended period of time, and not be able to make plans and not be able to do whatever they want. And that's why a lot of you have expressed to me, and what I've seen also in my family dynamic too, with avoidance that we have in the family, when these situations happen, if they are good, and they stay during these times and they support you, oftentimes the discard is right after they supported you, after this family passing, after this surgery, after this big like event where they had to give you a lot of energy. Now also, let's flip this on the positive, right? When you like got a new car, when you got a new milestone, when you graduated from something, the cliches are the cliches because they're right, they're true, right? So when an avoidant, like, some happy people can't pour from an empty cup, right? So when you say, oh, I got a new car, like, you know, shouldn't you be happy? Or I achieved this milestone, like, shouldn't you be clapping for me? Okay, an avoidant is not somebody who's happy inside, right? It is hard for someone who is not happy, who doesn't love themselves, who has a huge shame wound, to like be able to pour from the negative and be happy for you, right? This is why, like I always say, like, the key to all of this is actually like strengthening your belief in self and your certainty of self, because like, you know that this is a big milestone and you have every single right to expect that somebody who spends this amount of time with you to also be as happy for you as they need to be. But when you're not getting this, like, you need to put yourself first and be like, you know what, yo, this is a boundary and this is a requirement that I'm not willing to waver on. And so if I am not getting this from this person constantly, right, you should have the strength to be like, you know what, like, I can't do this. I just can't do this, and you're not the right person for me. But to answer this question, both the negative and the positive, getting support from an avoidant attached individual, it is all about their proximity, and they feel maxed out in both of these options, both positive and negative. Hope this video was helpful. This is my only TikTok at Antonio Breeze. Breeze with no E at the end. Faith and dreams. Swagger, swagger, swagger.